Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth videos on your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And you can also visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on your Green Bay Packers. Today, we take a look at the three deepest position groups on the Green Bay Packers as we head into the 2026 offseason. And look, there is roster turnaround every year at multiple positions. And as always, the Packers enter this offseason with some areas that really need improvement, but there are also areas where the team has more depth and talent as we head into the offseason. So these are the three position groups that are the deepest right now. And look, we're not going to include players who are going to be unrestricted free agents this offseason, while there is still a chance that the Packers re-sign them. Their return is obviously questionable at best. So we're going to discuss the level of returning players and their depth when we consider these three groups. Coming in at number 3 is running back. And this is going to be remarkably similar to the group we saw a year ago. Josh Jacobs will be back as the starter, and he will be the number one guy getting the majority of the carries as long as he stays healthy. And, Jacobs did not gain as many yards, had 400 fewer yards than he did in 2024. His average yards per carry went down from 4.4 to 4.0, but it really wasn't his fault. You look at how many yards he gained after first contact, how many players he made miss tackles, and those numbers were remarkably similar to a year ago, but where that first contact was taking place, at or even behind the line of scrimmage far too often, certainly reduced the effectiveness of all the Packers runners, including Josh Jacobs. He gained 929 yards last year, still ran for 13 touchdowns, despite missing 2 full games and parts of others due to a nagging knee injury. But Jacobs is back, and when he's healthy, he is one of the better running backs in this league. The depth is there. You've got Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks. Wilson had the only 100-yard rushing game for the Packers last year, and he had 496 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Brooks, on the other hand, the best pass blocker among the Packers running backs. He reads blitzes well, picks up stunts, and helps protect Jordan Love. So he gained 199 yards rushing, averaged 4.2 yards per carry, while both Wilson and Jacobs averaged 4. The wild card on the depth chart remains Marshawn Lloyd, who missed all of 2025 due to injury. He's played exactly 1 NFL game in 2 seasons. We're still waiting to see that potential. He has a different running style than Jacobs and Wilson. He's more of a one-cut speed back who can get to the edge. But if he can't stay healthy, it really has no impact on the team. He's got potential, and if he can get on the field, that makes an already solid and deep group even deeper. Number 2 on this list, we're going with safety, and you got to love the Packers' top 3 at this position. Got to be at or near the top of the league when you're talking about safety depth. Yeah, Xavier McKinney had an off year, and I'll put off in air quotes, and he was still a second-team All-Pro. And look, teams still are reluctant to challenge the Packers deep down the middle of the field because of the threat that McKinney can intercept passes and does such a good job in coverage. And then you've got Evan Williams starting at the other safety spot. Williams does his work. He excels close to the line of scrimmage, plays the run well, does a good job of stopping short passes, screen passes, and the like. And Williams led the Packers with 3 interceptions last year. And then third on the depth chart, he really does play in the slot, but Javon Bullard gives the team 3 really talented safeties. And again, Bullard and Williams entering their 3rd year in the league, they can still be even better, should be entering their prime right about now. Add Keaton Oladapo, who is more of a special teams ace, but he adds depth. And this is a very solid group of safeties. But at number one right now, wide receiver. Even if Romeo Doubs leaves, and I do think he most likely will, you've got talent and depth in this receiving core. Christian Watson returns as the number one wideout. You love his combination of size and speed. And when he's on the field, even when he's not being thrown the ball, defenses have to account for him. And that opens up the field for other receivers. And the thing I love about Watson this past season, he became a complete wide receiver. He wasn't just going deep and being a one-trick pony. He was catching short and intermediate passes with consistency. His hands were good. If he can stay healthy next year, he can be a bona fide number one receiver in this league. Jaden Reed missed 10 games due to injury. He is outstanding coming out of the slot, led the Packers in receptions in each of his first two seasons. And if you can get Reed and Watson on the field at the same time, along with a healthy Tucker Kraft, wow, that would be a dynamic top two at wide receiver. And now we come to 2025 first-round pick Matthew Golden, who had 29 catches as a rookie. Didn't really integrate himself into the offense a lot, but boy, did he show flashes. Only dropped one pass all year. And if he takes a year two jump, having a big three of Watson, Reed, and Golden would be outstanding. And then you've got Dontavian Wicks, who had 30 catches in 14 games as your number four option. Wicks gets open, needs to be a little bit more consistent with his hands. When he's on, he's as good as anybody. And as a fourth receiver, this can create mismatches, and he's more than capable of stepping in if anyone gets hurt and being very productive. And then you've got second-year man Savion Williams, who has another good combination of size and speed, but he's still learning to play in the NFL, adjusting to that situation, and his potential remains untapped. If he can take a step forward, boy, this team is going to look deep and talented at wide receiver. Visit our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles on the Packers. Here on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching, and of course, go Pack Go.